Hello, everybody, and welcome here to Ukraine Update with the Shills. And I forgot to do something. Sorry, 1 second here. I do believe there you can see that Rick is with us, and we're going to turn to Rick right away because he has some news of a sad nature that I'm sure everybody's going to want to be updated on.
Yeah, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here again. I'm so sorry that I have to start with bad news. But yeah, as I've posted around half an hour ago, and I was crying like a baby when I was writing it because my pet Floki passed away this Thursday. We actually had to end her suffering because she was already dying for the past few days, and we just had to make that hard decision. But that's for best, and she actually, um, looked like it was enough for her that she wanted to go herself. So thank you very much for all the words of support there in comments to that post on my YouTube community channel. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very tough, to lose your loved ones. It's not my first cat, but it's my first, like my cat. They were, I don't know. She was unique. She was very friendly to everyone, and she was very attached to her humans, and she was I don't know, you probably haven't seen a cat like that, so it's really a huge loss for me. And I know that this stream likes to joke and to have fun. I love to do that too. Actually, that's why I decided to come today, sorry, because it's been pretty hard past 3 days, and I needed to distract myself and have fun with you guys, because that's enough of suffering, and it's still going to be happening for some days and probably months, because loss is something that only time heals.
Yep.
But yeah, why don't we have some fun and probably celebrate Floki and her great life that she had with us, actually?
Yeah.
So that's actually the way to do it.
And you got to feel at least good, because you guys made the ultimate effort, and you did everything you could to make sure that Kitty got the life it could, right?
Yes. We, for the past 3 months, she was gravely ill, but we treated her every day, sometimes 2 times per day. First in the hospital, then we switched to the home care. We, figured out how to make infusions, how to make shots, and we started doing all of that ourselves. But she felt like she's alive and happy for this past 3 months, and only the last week was very hard for her, and she got very tired of just that last week. And I, that last day she had with me, she gave me her sign on the flag that everyone signs to me. She put her, and we, how do you call it? Put it around them with marker, not put, but draw it around, something like that, like the shark outline. Yeah, we drew an outline. That's the word.
Yeah.
And and it was. So it was kind of her, yeah. It was her power, and that's the most precious sign I have there, and the most valuable one. And yeah, it's really hard to talk about it. But also, the next day, we went to the clinic in the evening with her, and then in the morning she spent the night at home. I mean, her body, and then in the morning we went to the crematorium, and it was such a nice, sunny, foggy and sunny morning, and it was just like she was smiling to us. from the sky, and this was, I don't know, this was beautiful, and it felt like we did everything we could, and it was just meant to be like that in the end. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my story, guys. Sorry that if I made you sad, but that's life. It's not
Yeah.
only cheers and fun. There's also some sad stuff, and grief takes place.
Very much so.
Thank you.
Very much so. Yeah, but and thanks for sharing and everything, because I know everybody is really, wanting to know and quite concerned. So, absolutely.
Thank you.
So
listening.
yeah, absolutely. And so a little celebration of life as well is, very much in order. Now, I happen to know that there's a story to be told about sushi and whether or not it lives up to the hype.
Oh yeah, definitely. They live up to the hype.
Good.
So it was on Monday this week. We went out together with Starsky. He showed me that great place. By the way, I using went out also to go out with friends, not just with girlfriends and boyfriends. Right? So yeah, we went out and spent a great few hours together. It's always a great time spending it with Starsky. He's such a kind and simple fella, even considering that he's very good at his job, he stays casual with you. He is very, informal, and it all feels so cool and natural. One of the most wholesome persons I've met here on these communities, So Starsky is the man, and
I would have to agree.
Sushi were great. Definitely tastier than most of them here in Kyiv. So yeah, I would say definitely 9 out of 10. I still have to try like 90% of the menu. Hi Starsky, and we can't hear you yet, I guess. Because Dick needs to do its magic. He's magic, not its.
Yeah, Dick will do whatever in the background. He'll dick around. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
About it. Yeah.
Yes, but a bit quiet, I guess. Yeah, I was telling everyone how our sushi trip went.
Yeah. I have a snail here.
Oh yeah, that's the snail that was.
From Tuna Ottesen, delivered by Rig, and it was amazing, of course. Guys, it was so cool. That place, if you're ever in Ukraine, that place is you gotta visit this place. It's a must.
Yep, 100%. I agree. It is small, cozy, but sushi are so damn tasty.
Yeah. Also, brother, I'm very, very sorry about your loss.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's really hard. Actually, I have a problem with Fuchi right now because Fuchi, he's kind of snoring. He has he got sick and he has some something with his nose. I think gotta bring him to the vet tomorrow.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Oh, that's too bad. It's just everybody's having a time of it, when it comes to that. That's too bad.
We can always talk about Russians and their fails to, counter that. So let's switch to that, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. There were so many successful strikes on orgs this week. Several strikes in Skadovsk. I was literally enjoying the videos from the strike on the Russian headquarters in Skadovsk just today, and recently I found out that there was another strike actually happening just about an hour ago. Russian air defense did several failed attempts to intercept the drones of justice. Yeah, but they keep nagging in their social media. Also, today, Russians, in the past 24 hours, Russians lost 1,100 orcs, 25 tanks, 24 armored vehicles, and 40 artillery systems and MRS, and two ships, two smaller ships. I think the ships that were destroyed were so-called small troop carrying ships, able to carry approximately 90 orcs each, and they were obliterated by the naval drones. And at this point, the Russians are trying to attack in Liman, Kupiansk, and Bakhmut. Despite their casualties, they're just throwing, everything they have into the meat grinder. Avdiivka and Marinka, same situation. And yesterday was approximately a month since the day Russians attempted to capture Avdiivka, and it's still there. Situation around Avdiivka didn't change much. Not dramatically. They're not even fighting inside the city. They still trying to approach it. There's many desperate publications in the Russian social media saying that they cannot even approach our positions at the range of a direct shot because Ukrainian artillery is obliterating everything. No matter what type of airplanes they use, no matter what type of tactics they use, they just die. They just go to Avdiivka and die. Currently, we have more, I would say, intense combat than in the past week. But despite all the Russian efforts, all of their attacks are being deflected. So our guys are holding there, eliminating orcs, doing what we have to do.
Mm. Yeah.
Starsky, could you comment on what's going on in the South? Because we've seen in the past week a number of news articles about armored vehicles being brought across the river.
Unfortunately, I cannot talk much about it because I don't have enough information. As soon as I have some details, I will keep you updated, guys.
We've got your audio kind of coming in and out, Starsky. Sometimes you're in the mix, and then sometimes you're dropping really low. I'm trying to balance it out.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't really know why it's doing that to me, but we'll give it we'll do what we can here.
I tried trying to switch to mono. Maybe it will work this way.
Yeah, mono should really help it come through.
Okay.
All right. So let's see here. So, we touched on this with Rick, but now that you're here, it is the sushi story. Going for sushi. Right? I was putting it on Rick. Is it as good as he said?
Yeah, I'm not lying, guys. This place is amazing. They serve the best sushi in the whole Kyiv. I checked this information. It's true. My microphone keeps.
There we go. Now you're back up and loud.
Yeah, my microphone keeps acting weird for some reason. I don't know why.
Try punching it.
Now it should work. So, as for sushi, it was amazing. Again, it's the only thing that makes me happy since 2022. And probably I helped their business to survive, to not maybe not to thrive, but at least survive.
I actually have told the waiter that this guy is going to bring so many foreigners to you, and she said, "Oh, he already did. They are constantly coming here." So every guest we have here in Ukraine, Starsky gets them to that place, and definitely an awesome place. Also a good service. You know, they are all gentle and polite and doing their best. I mean, they're a great job. But you know what? But I still need to try 90% of that menu. So many interesting roles there. And by the way, guys, I wanted to ask you, there in Canada and in US, are sushi also, more expensive than some average meals? Yes.
If you go to a real place for sushi, yes. But if you go and get like take your chances grocery store sushi, then no. But you don't, especially never get grocery store sushi on Monday because there's no delivery on Sunday.
Okay, you can get poisoned by that. Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Ukraine they're expensive even in cheap places, but not grocery stores. But yeah, actually also in grocery stores. I don't know why, but that's definitely a food of gods, you know.
Yeah, I heard that if you eat plenty of sushi, like during the full moon, your risk of turning into like a were shark.
That's funny. Let's turn over to Dunk here for some shout outs, and then we'll turn to Dave to get some questions in from the viewers here.
Okie dokie. Hello, you shitty buggers out there. And as usual, Ozzy T has stormed in. He's gifted 5 Shills memberships, and then he gifted 5 more Shills memberships. Ozzy T, you monster, you. And we have a little super chat from Secular Sakai for $9.99, saying, good to see you all here. Keeping the information space alive with continued discussion on the war is always important and appreciated. Slava Ukraini and victory to Ukraine. I'll say that again, so don't fluff it again. Victory to Ukraine!
And N Hill also sent a direct donation in for $52 Canadian. Slava Ukraini is the note, so boom boom fund it is. We know where that goes. Thank you very much, N Hill. The direct donations are really great because we don't lose the 30% to Google and then the tax again after when they pay out. So just a thought. So let's go to Dave here, and he is gonna get some viewer interaction involved here.
Sure. I don't want to spam the chat, but just tag me, David Worley, and then I can just see it in the chat. We don't have a background in Discord today, so just tag me directly, and I may or may not ignore your question. There's lots of love for Rick in the chat earlier as well for your circumstances. Silver Earth did something very poignant as well. Without darkness, we do not appreciate the light. Thank you for that, Silver.
That's what Darth
There is
Vader
a question from was it wasn't Palpatine? No. Oh no, that's new trilogy. No, it doesn't count. It's not canon. Anyway, Trine was saying, I'd be interested to know if Starsky saw the video of B-21 Raiders maiden flight yesterday.
The stealth bomber?
Yeah, that one.
Yes, B-21 Raider, whatever. Yeah.
Well, what can I say? Aviation is sexy. No matter if it's like, especially if it's stealth airplanes produced in the glorious US. I'm not a pilot. I cannot talk more about it, but as aviation enthusiast and former infantry, I can say that planes are sexy, especially if they're American stealth airplanes.
I thought you will say planes are sexy. What can I say? And no matter have I seen the video or not. So have you seen it? Because I haven't yet.
No, I have seen it, and this airplane had this, this hot white paint job It was like it looked like an angel of death, like from the Star Wars, you know.
I thought it looked a little bit like a single-seater car made in Britain called the BAC Mono. That has a real angular, stealthy looking thing to it. Look it up. You'll know what I mean. It's a cool one though, for sure.
So they put the skins on them now. I saw it on Norway, no, on Denmark. Sorry, first time. Have you seen that F-16 with that beautiful skin on it?
I
Nope.
didn't know.
I gotta find a photo and send it to you, Dick, so you'll show it.
Like livery or something.
It was in Norwegian. No, so again Norwegian. No, Denmark colors.
I mean, like the paint job.
Yeah, the paint job.
Yeah.
Have you haven't seen that one, guys? It was when Zelensky went there, and they were sitting together with the Prime Minister of Denmark in that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I did. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for the photo now. Thank
Yeah. I do recall now. Yes, indeed. Let me I'll get the correct browser ready and get a little capture ready so I can show this here.
I have a question for Commander Macmillan. Commander, I know that you're more like an expert on military, but maybe you will give us some perspective on U.S. politics and what do you think awaits us in the future in terms of military aid to Ukraine?
Good question.
Yeah, it is a really good question. We're coming up on the 2024 presidential election, and there's going to be a lot of pressure, I think, from the conservative side, the Republicans, to stop supporting Ukraine with military equipment. They're claiming, of course, that this is because, you know, we have more important domestic projects we should be spending this money on. The thing that I doubt about that as the truth behind why they're pushing it is because so many of the Republican politicians are doing stuff that's directly financially tied to Russian interests one way or the other. So I think that is playing into it a lot. They're kind of getting their orders from Moscow about how they should be playing this. Whether or not the American electorate is going to buy into this, it's hard to say. A lot of speculation right now that the numbers for a Trump reelection run are polling high. But at the same time, if you look at the results of the recent, they're not midterms, but off-cycle election, there were a number of measures and candidates that got elected, which are decidedly not conservative or Republican in nature. So that's a suggestion that maybe if that trend carries over, that the Republicans are looking at a significant loss, possibly losing both chambers of Congress in addition to the presidency. But it's hard to tell. And all it will take is one, you know, major international or domestic goof on the Democrats' part, and much of that advantage evaporates.
Got it. And what do you think about this latest delay in financing both Israeli and Ukrainian package? How long can it still last? What do you think? What are your predictions?
The big problem there is that the Republicans control one of the two chambers, the House of Representatives. And there are also some Democratic politicians who are in semi-conservative districts, so they occasionally will venture into supporting Republican measures to placate the conservative constituencies that they serve. So it's hard to say. I think the Biden administration has figured out some clever ways to kind of circumvent that and find ways to get, some support into Ukraine. But honestly, as long as the Republicans want to continue to stall this, they pretty much can. I don't know if you guys are aware of it outside of the U.S., but we have one politician who's literally holding up all the flag officer promotions for the U.S. military right now.
And who is it?
A guy named, blanking on, I'm sorry, but it's a Republican politician, and he's basically decided he's not going to let anybody promote to flag rank without, the administration giving in to his demands, which are stop supporting Ukraine, stop supporting Israel.
That's shitty.
Yeah, that would be one way to put it.
I have a button I can push for this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's loud.
He missed his head.
Unfortunately.
Fuck yeah. And if I may ask you guys, should I ask my third question, which just popped in my mind, and it's important, or should we probably go to something else and I'll ask it later? What do you think?
Ask now, because then we've got the full wrap up and we'll do some shout outs and so on and so forth and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. So, Commander, I haven't been asking anyone yet about this, but what do you think? May F-16s be at risk in the future? Because of the possible re-election of, let's say, God forbid, Trump, or some other Republican who will be against the aid for Ukraine. Can it put at risk them, arriving, or maybe they can even withdraw their own permission to give them by other countries, by European countries?
Okay. In terms of the other countries, because right now it's my understanding that Denmark, Norway, and the Netherlands have all pledged to give a significant number in total of F-16s. As with any high-end military equipment, when a country purchases those from somebody, they have to sign an end-user agreement, which basically says you cannot transfer these on to somebody else without the permission of the country of origin. Now, in the case of all those aircraft, that permission has already been given. So, playing takebacks isn't going to fly.
So we should not worry about those, right?
Right. The Danish, Norwegian, and Dutch aircraft are pretty much lock solid. They're going to Ukraine.
Awesome.
Whether or not U.S. aircraft can be, intercepted in that transfer is hard to say. It depends, I think, a lot on how quickly they get them into Ukrainian hands. The big thing I would be worried about is spare part and technical support to keep F-16s flying in the Ukrainian Air Force. Because if a restriction on transfers of those kind of things is put in place, then it's going to make it very difficult for Ukraine to keep those aircraft in the air.
Good point.
Yeah, thank you. That will be very unfortunate, because all the spare parts, they come from US and nowhere else, right? There's no
pretty much,
production
but
around the world?
no, it's produced in the U.S., but the F-16 is one of the most widely distributed aircraft to other countries. So you could probably come up with some strange arrangements where, well, take, for example, you talk to, say, Greece and say, okay, we'll give you X and you give us spare parts to keep the F-16s flying. You can kind of work that thing around. It's a little harder to do, and it's probably less efficient, and it means cannibalizing somebody else's Air Force's F-16s to keep Ukrainian F-16s in the air.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, thank you very much for your answers. This was very
Good stuff.
interesting
Yeah.
to hear. Thank you.
We got to go over to Dunk for a couple of super chat shout outs and then to Dave for some questions here. Oh,
Okie dokie.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Just a bit slow to get there. Yeah, so we have Secular Sakai sends in another super chat. Says, Americans, call your congressman to support Ukraine armed forces. Absolutely. Royal Castriota says, Ukrainian consulate in Albania has informed the Albanian government that 2 more Albanian fighters have fallen in Ukraine. Eternal glory.
This was what do we hear there?
Oh, sorry. There's fireworks on the background. I'm muting.
Oh, it's
Sounds
yours.
like a gunshots, of
Yeah.
30mm cannon, for example.
I'm talking to you live from Kiev right now.
like with the guests we have on, that was concerning sounds, man. What are you
No,
thinking?
I just suddenly realised. That's why I was about to mute, and I was thinking, why is Dick looking stunned? I won't mute yet.
I was
of course,
like,
fireworks
what
go
the
off. Yeah.
hell? Yeah,
Right.
you know?
To me, it
Me
sounded like
too.
Bradley shooting there.
Yeah, actually, we had like a firework this morning in Kiev because approximately around 8 Russians launched several ballistic missiles towards the Boryspil airport here, not far from us. And from what I know, those missiles were intercepted. There was another wave. But I'm not sure about the strikes, but like we had no details on strikes or casualties, so I think those missiles were intercepted. But it was loud, I can tell you that.
Yeah. The like they are at Dunks.
Yeah, I think the difference is someone is just celebrating Diwali here.
Yeah. So yeah, let's head over to Dave because I know there's some questions built up, and that'll give me a chance to refresh my drink.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely one question which is quite prominent, but it's why are fireworks going off on Remembrance Day? I don't quite remember that's ever happening before. Obviously, it is the 11th of the 11th, and 11 a.m., at least in the UK, we all come to a standstill to hear a bugle being played, and we remember particularly World War II veterans, but ever since it's sort of become bigger and every war has been incorporated into it. Do you have sort of a similar sort of day today? I mean, you're obviously heavily involved within World War II, and I've heard Starsky claim before, quite rightly, that you are the reason why the Russians succeeded. So
I'm not sure that we have something similar here in Ukraine. We have Memorial Day, of course. As for the Veterans Day, I don't remember that. We have different days dedicated to like veterans of peacekeeping operations outside Ukraine. We have a Day of the Ukrainian Defender. Those are like very, very big holidays. As for the Veterans Day, I don't think that we have that.
Yeah, today in Canada is our Veterans Day. You know, Remembrance
Yeah.
Day, as we call it.
yeah.
Also, today is a very special day in Poland because Poland is celebrating its Independence Day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. There is always a lovely question that comes up every now and again. I can never ignore them. I'd be interested to know if Starsky's. No, that's the wrong one. What is the process to move there to Ukraine? When I retire, I want to help people farm. Thank you, 907 Pike, Alaska. It's a great idea.
Yeah, the process is very simple. You just move to Ukraine, you apply for residentship, then in several years you can have your citizenship. No, you can have your permanent residentship, and then you can apply for citizenship. You will have to sacrifice quite a few brain cells trying to learn Ukrainian language, 7 cases that we have. And but it's like a beautiful challenge. I think you can test yourself. You will have to move your business to Ukraine, like all your life, and start living here. The reason people move to Ukraine is very simple. It's because it's so cool here. Just that. I talked to so many foreign guys from different countries, from like France, from the UK, the US, New Zealand, Australia, and Canada, of course. And they all say the only reason they want to live here is because it's really, really cool in Ukraine, even despite the war. So welcome.
You are missing the obvious alternative answer to this question of how you become, live in Ukraine, is you invade.
No, not from that side.
I'm sure Starsky would love you.
Yeah, but
The warning period may be a little longer.
but also you have to do what the hell is wrong with my microphone? I have no idea. You will have to. What the hell? I think my microphone is dying. That's the reason.
You think? It's not playing nice today.
Yeah. So of course you will have to do all kinds of things that ordinary Ukrainians do, like baptizing your kids in Orthodox church, and find a Ukrainian wife or a husband, but a husband. I don't care. Eat a lot of borscht with garlic. If you want to be recognized as Ukrainian, you have to eat a lot of borscht with garlic, and things like that. Drink tea with tears of Russian widows. So basically do everything we do here, and you're gonna love it here.
Yeah, and of course you will hate Russians when you live here.
Yeah, because Russians will be trying to kill you every single time for no reason.
To be fair,
and blame you for being Nazi and things like that. Even if you're black guy from Bronx.
To be fair, we are actually doing a pretty good job of hating Russians from over here as well.
Yeah, but as you know, as one guy, sorry for interrupting you, Starsky, I wanted to say, as one famous guy here in Ukraine says, our Russophobia is not enough, is never enough.
Yeah, and as Ukrainian women say, our Russophobia is stored in our boobs. So because we gotta see the Ukrainian women, guys.
Yeah.
So the only reason, the only way for Russians not to hate you, okay, is if you're a real Nazi, because they will hate you if you are Rick, help me here. It's Nazi, gay, NATO, satanist, Jews, Nazi, gay, Jews, satanists.
Yeah, something like that, and they will actually, hate you even if you're a Vatnik, because you're still gonna be not that supremacy nation Russian. They still, they have that imperialist approach that that they think, just like Aris think in Nazi ideology. They think that they are the supremacists, you know, the higher race or something, and they actually easily abandon those vatniks that work for them. Those collaborators who are now sitting in jail, they won't ever get exchanged by Russians who actually initiated that process, kinda initiated. They told them that they can write, like, damn it, Zayava, Starsky, can you help me with that?
Inquiry, reports.
Inquiry, yeah, for to be exchanged for Ukrainian prisoners of war, and Russians did nothing in a year. They have initiated this process about a year ago, and all those people are just sitting in prison and waiting for Russia to take them, but Russia will never take them. They will definitely finish their sentences there in prisons, because, as you know, Russia stopped doing the prisoners exchange for the last 3 months. They haven't been doing it at all. 7th of August was the last exchange. Guys, can you imagine?
Yeah, it's crazy, and Russians will not only hate you if you're not Russian, or if you are like pro-Russian Ukrainian, that they will still consider you like Untermensch, but they will also hate you if you are Russian. Like great example is Igor Girkin / Strelkov. Like the dude helped them to invade Ukraine, annex Crimea, and invade Donbass. Where's he now? Like,
I actually even forgot.
yeah,
Rotten somewhere.
I don't forget about this, bro. I don't forget about this. I keep asking Russians what's Strelkov doing, because like I've been asking this question for already several months since the day he was arrested. I still don't have a clear answer from Russians.
They won't give it. You know, actually, it's typical for Russia. They will abandon their own, and even more than that, they will put them to prison or just put the bullet into their heads. It was happening all the time. Remember the collaborator, sorry, Kirill Stremousov, the crazy dude from Kherson. He was killed by Russians. It's like 90% that he was killed by them and not our special forces, because they need to get rid of the guy who starts to criticize them. And at some point, he said something bad about Ministry of Defense. And by the way, I remind you that today is 1 year since Kherson was liberated, guys. This was the happiest day of my fucking life, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and also I can remind you about Evgeny Zhilin, the dude from Kharkiv who was head of the pro-Russian terrorist group called Oplot, and he was also assassinated in around Moscow, in Moscow Oblast, by a person wearing a black hat.
I'm sure that narrows it down hugely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Russia has a long history of this. I mean, going back into the Napoleonic Wars, Russian soldiers who were taken prisoner, when they returned, were sent into internal exile. Same thing happened, in the First World War and the Second World War. It's you have been tainted by the outside. You cannot be trusted.
Yeah. Well, not even a czar could control the KGB at this point, right? So
there was Rick will know what I'm talking about. It's like when I read about this, the description of this assassin who killed Zhilin, it was like wearing black coat, black hat, and like mustache or something like that. And I imagined Mikhail Boyarsky.
Yeah, it was definitely Mikhail Boyarsky.
100%.
Boris Badenov.
Yes. By the way, Dick, I have sent you the jet photo on Discord. If you'd be kind.
Oh yeah, that's my old account. Block that account. It was owned by some hacker dude. Yeah, send it over on the other one there.
The WhatsApp.
Yeah, perfect. I got a quick shout out to do here as well while I'm on the microphone. Actually, too, Dave N in the chat there, he went over to Ko-Fi and sent over a $10 thing into the fund with the message "Starsky rocks." So boom, boom, fund it is. Thank you. And just as I was queuing this up, Lynn Stefanitson. It's one of the other with the E or the I. I'm not really sure.
Stefanician.
Yeah.
Stefanician.
Okay.
Like definition.
Oh, right. Like
Yeah,
definition.
remember,
Yes.
yeah.
I was
know this
drinking
one.
that night, so yeah.
drink it every night.
Definition has sent in $30 Canadian direct donation too. So thank you. The pile grows. Love it, everybody. Thank you very much. Let me make sure I'm all caught up here. I got to figure out a way to make sure that you get that info, Dunk, but we'll do that after. I wanted to get into the sushi thing because we always do a little bit of food talk and whatnot. Myself, I found a new recipe for our home baked macaroni and cheese that my son and I always make. And the last time we did it, it was instead of using all like sharp cheddar or something, I used some really old cheddar as about 2/3 of the mix, and I used Gouda for 1/3 of the mix to give it this lovely, creamy, awesome texture. And oh, wow, it was awesome. But tell us about sushi wise, is the place just a sushi place, or is it where you get lots of stuff for?
It's just a sushi place. It's where you can order like rolls and Philadelphia rolls with salmon and like anything you can order in a sushi place. Also, they have some kick-ass ice cream. Rick, did you try the ice cream? I tried the ice cream. Yeah, one time I ordered 8 portions of ice cream because it was so good and I couldn't move. And then I got sick and nearly fucking died. And it was so awesome. They make this beautiful like lemonade. They have like several types of lemonade. I usually take like 1 liter lemonade and I drink everything. And I ask them to throw like 10 spoons of sugar in it. And then I drink like all like the whole liter of lemonade, and it feels so gross after that. Oh my god, I'm drooling here, literally.
You're not selling it.
Avoid the wasabi ice cream.
I tried wasabi ice cream, by the way. They have one time in a different place though. They served like ice cream made out of the green tea with wasabi.
Oh,
I've had green tea ice cream and I like it. I've had wasabi ice cream and I did not like it. And I like wasabi on my sushi. So
yeah. So that's the sushi place basically. There's a lot of places like. There's in this very location. There's also this beautiful pizzeria restaurant. Is it like Il Molino or something like that? They serve this beautiful spaghetti carbonara per tutti la famiglia, and they serve all kinds of Italian stuff. So, like I like that mall. Okay, that place, literally because there's a lot of good food, and good food is one of the things that bring us joy here in Ukraine.
The food thing is just a constant around here. Has in the last couple of weeks, both Rick and Starsky, have you guys experienced anything new in food that was like maybe spurred on by a viewer's suggestion, or maybe in the last month? Yeah, bring us some. Come on, Rick. Come on.
Actually, I visited the place by the famous chef Yevhen Klopotenko. While he is famous, the prices there are just a bit above average. So he brings his uh, I don't know. I think they are recipes of his, but he's not the one who's cooking because he has too many restaurants and he cannot be at the same time at all of them. So it probably wasn't him. But damn it, and it is called Poltava. Like our city of Poltava, and I tried the new thing, and I already forgot the name, but it was meat. It was a very soft meat. When they put it on pan on the slow fire for an hour or an hour and a half. It was how do you call it? Veal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all with the Ukrainian. Damn it, the porridge. It is called banosh, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was with banosh, and there were some nice additions. So this was amazing. There are so many dishes that I still have to try there because I haven't tried it there. And there were actually also pampushki, which I tried. Pampushki is a Ukrainian dish which consists just of tisto. Starsky, help me.
Dough.
Dough, yeah. Consists only of dough, and it is with some sauce. And it was with that cheese, which is Ukrainian salty cheese, which is called brinza. And it was, yeah, damn, so many good dishes. Starsky, we gotta visit that place next together, please. We definitely gotta go.
Absolutely. I'm literally drooling here. I'm dying, bro. As for the dishes that I never tried, I believe like in Netherlands we talked about the kibbeling, and I also went to this amazing Persian restaurant. I had juje kebab. It's like chicken kebab with rice. It was so good. It was like Persians know how to eat well. This is I respect them for it.
That is an absolute fact. Those cats know what they're doing with food. Absolutely. Very, very good. Very, very good. I got a couple of Ko-Fi shout-outs to do here. So Spider Fate in the chat, Ko-Fi shout-out. It worked out to be with the switch of money and stuff to be like $15. Boom Boom Fun. So awesome. Thank you very much, Spider Fate. And a second one from Danny Carver. Operator Starsky rules with some metal hands. Oh yeah. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Big thanks. I love it when you're supporting. Oh, you got the reactions on for, the camera. Yeah, here. I'll do the big heart for all the, I do it manually. I don't have it. So it's, but thanks, everybody. Big thanks very much. We're probably,
F-16?
Yes. Here, I'll bring that up. Here we go. That's sweet.
Like a flag.
Oh.
Like a Denmark flag. Also, guys,
Probably don't want to fly that in combat, though.
Yes. Easy target.
But that looks so badass, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Guys, if you have something to probably the questions, because I brought you a story and it will take about 3 to 5 minutes to tell it. So probably we gotta answer some questions there in the chat first.
Yeah, we got a super chat shout out, and we'll do a couple of questions, and then we'll turn to Rick to regale us with his tale.
Yeah, we got a super chat from Nelly Cat, sends in 4,000 hoffs. Let Dunk try again, saying our currency out loud. Yes, a Hungarian forint.
Yeah. I love that word.
Hungarian forint.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. It's like Israeli shekels. That's another denominational name that I really think is awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Nelly Cat. Okay, yeah. So we'll go to Dave for a couple of questions, and then we will sit down by the fire for a tale with Rick.
I'll give you a small amount of time to make some sort of pop-up display there, Dick,
Yeah.
so we can just tales from Rick's present or whatever. Make it catchy. Anyway, Starsky, I found some fabric with hilarious sharks on it to make a pillow for you and a scarf for Fooch. How do I send them to you? Thank you, Denise.
Please contact me via email or Instagram or Twitter. But don't contact the operator Starsky if you find one, because he sucks.
Yeah. Make sure you get the right one. I gotta hit the button for that.
We should also point out you don't try to contact Starsky through Telegram.
That's that. Yeah. That Starsky's
Or,
never wearing enough clothes. Don't do that.
Yeah, or underwater drone either. He'll just think it's the Russian. Just sort of take a nibble. JC, lovely. If I move to Ukraine with my girlfriend, can I still also find a Ukrainian wife?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was the sound of your relationship with your girlfriend, dude.
Happened to fall from a tall building, which has been staged.
We have no answer for that, right? That was the answer. The
We
explosion.
know the answer.
Well, I see that you like risk, right? So, so you can try, but I don't guarantee your safety.
Very good. Mark, thank you for your question. When will these republics start to break away from Russia? Interesting.
Oh.
I think financing is the biggest problem because they cannot do on their own. They live on dotations from Russia, and yeah, even if they have the national consciousness, like national identity, like for example Dagestanis, they still cannot afford to. I don't know. They need to build up some relations with EU, for example, to be financed, and only then. It's a process. It's done in the years, I guess. That's my opinion. Maybe Commander Macmillan and Operator Starsky have to add something to that.
I think the first thing that has to happen is you have to have the central government essentially falling apart. If you look in the aftermath of the 1917 revolution, you had independence movements springing up all over the place in Russia. And then the central government comes in and very quickly squashes them all. And I think that's what the key here would be, is that you have to have the central government begin failing, and then people can start rising up and creating their own independent republics. And then hopefully the central government doesn't reform fast enough to stop them from becoming a viable nation state.
How can a state's failure, let's say, cause those uprisings if the people in Russia already live in the state of the failed state? I mean, like in the villages, like anywhere else outside Moscow and St. Petersburg. That's it. Like nothing works. They cannot even afford firewood these days, from what I know, and they live for decades in the environment of the failed state.
But in shit. as we call it in here.
Yeah.
in Ukraine.
You know the words. You know the words.
Yeah, but I think the difference is that, first off, in Russia, and by that I'm really referring to anything that's to the west of the Urals, they still identify largely as Russian, unless you go into ethnic regions like Dagestan, Chechnya, wherever, where they have an independent mindset because they're a different culture. Many of them speak a different language at home than Russian, that kind of stuff. And so you need the central government to begin to fail so they can't devote all their forces to crushing independence movements. That's what I'm saying.
So basically, we're talking about not enforcing, but supporting the rather like patriotic or nationalistic movements within
Yes.
Russia, in those ethnicities that
Peripheral
were.
regions.
Yeah, and also my opinion is that one thing that we don't work hard on is the informational warfare in Russia, because we have to bring this informational warfare from our territory to their territory. And the problem is they were brainwashed for like a century already, maybe longer. So as a result of that, their brains are completely effed up. But what we can do is f them up even harder, like completely. For example, when we were in Svetlodarsk Bulge in 2017, 2019 as well, we were like convincing them that Putin actually works for the US. He was like a CIA spy, and basically his task is to kill as many Russians as possible. And Russians believe that because they love conspiracies. They love like aliens. They love this contactless Orthodox fighting with an Orthodox cross and shit. And
Well, their whole sense of history and current events is based on conspiracy theories, because that's what the government since Tsar's times does. It just makes up these outlandish tales and sells them to the people. And if you don't believe, they beat the shit out of you or send you into internal exile.
Yeah.
You must believe the lie. Yes, sir, I'll believe the lie.
Yeah, at the same time, another problem in this case is channels of communication, because, for example, if we're talking about some deep Asian Russia like Buryatia, Yakutia, and that area, they don't have much channels of communication. People widely don't use internet and things like that, and the only source of information for Russians there is like national TV, which is basically Simonyan, Solovyov, and other assholes. So it's kind of hard. So we need some different approach to that. Maybe we need to integrate people like spies.
Yeah, good point. And I guess Budanov is already working on that.
Yeah, Budanov is working on that. We need babushkas. We need babushkas because babushkas in Russia
you cannot stop them. You cannot stop the babushka.
Absolutely, they are basically, they can be used as deadly weapon. They are insane. They are like alternative source of information for Russians. Like always, if you need some information to spread really fast in Russia, you just gotta infiltrate babushkas, their community, and you can do whatever. You can crush Russia in like a week or so using babushkas.
Yeah, I actually thought about that. Putin's patrol, or how they called those babushkas, those crazy babushkas that always, damn it, погрожують.
Threaten.
Threaten. Thank you, Starsky.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, no. They always threaten Biden and Elon Musk and everyone, and they are just, scaring all the world. And damn, it's scary. So we need just to make the same squad and call it Zelensky squad, but in Russia.
Yeah.
And that force will just eliminate all the other forces. I think that sounds like a plan, right?
Yeah, we gotta occupy their transport. We gotta infiltrate their subway, their trains, their buses, because babushkas like to use this type of transport because first of all they have a free commutement, free ride basically in transport, and this is exactly the place where they can exchange information because babushkas it's like a phenomenon. So imagine 80-year-old lady, okay, which she wakes up at 5 a.m. and her life is boring because she lives in Russia. And then she goes she takes a ride in the bus because she likes to entertain herself, at least somehow. In the bus, she finds another babushka, and this is where the exchange of information happens. And this way, information spreads really fast across Russia. We gotta use that. We gotta use that, guys. We can crash Russia using babushkas.
Starsky, you forgot another very important platform of babushkas. Benches. Lavochki.
Bench. Of course, benches. Benches is where they babushkas can tell exactly who you are. Those babushkas sitting on the bench and guarding the area, okay? They can tell exactly who you are, either a drug addict or a prostitute.
Yeah, only two types. Everyone is divided by just two categories. Either you're a prostitute or a junkie.
Yeah, and those babushkas, well, those are kind of dangerous because those are it's very hard to find approach to them because it's really hard to convince them you're not a prostitute. But the babushkas in the transport is something we should use because they spend days just traveling around their city or town, if they have transport, of course, and they exchange communication, the information. They communicate with each other. I saw that many times. They like to start fights in transport, of course, curse you and your family and stuff like that. It looks very cool, and so that's my idea. That's my plan. It can work, by the way.
Yeah, we definitely got to start with them.
Let's see here. Dunk's got a shout out we could do that's a good one, and I don't know if I just caught him off guard or not. It could have.
No,
Yeah.
I just went to the window that has the thing, and it just covered up my button to unmute. So it's like, oh damn it. Yeah, so we have Nurse Sean sends in a super chat, says, who thinks a collaboration between Starsky and a language teacher like Anna from Ukraine would make an excellent content? Ukrainian cases and genders and slang for English speakers. Slava Ukraini.
Guys, we are not gonna marry, okay?
No, he's mine.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
funny.
guys,
Yeah.
when you were talking... Yeah.
I'm into Yodas.
Of course, you got to ask permission from my wife first, though, Starsky.
I'm sure she's game.
She'd prefer in over me.
She's already gone off to find a Ukrainian wife. In the other room, just...
Hey, tell you what, we just got another quick super chat came in from the Sun Express. Guys, I have the key to the sex tunnels in Ukraine. SXX, am I reading that right? SXX tunnels in Ukraine. You must have an official NAFO fella license to sexy. Greetings from Caribbean. Rayon. Jagga Jagga.
Rayon,
Yeah.
Rayon.
Hey, look,
It
it's on the
was.
screen.
Wow,
It's on the
thank you.
screen. You can read it yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need me.
That's awesome.
Recently, I found out that I can access sex tunnels using my military ID. I have like an officer's ID from my brigade, and I can like free entry
Cool.
for our kind. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that gives you something to do on a moment of freedom, you know? Oh, let's
The problem though, when you enter this tunnel, is you're not sure if you are the one who will have sex.
yeah. Somebody will. You're just not sure what part of the action you're going to play.
It's actually not enough light. Last time I went there, some uncomfortable situations are happening because there's always dark and you never know.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. We're a little over an hour now. So we're kind of close. Let's go to Dave here and get a couple extra viewer interaction moments in, and then we'll check in with our guests because it's late over there and we don't want to.
Story. Just a bit.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Before we do viewer questions, sorry everybody watching, because the interaction and the support and whatnot is so appreciated. But Rick is a guest here today, so we are going to turn to him for his story. I forgot. Sorry, buddy.
No problem, man. I'm gonna try to take not more than 5 of your minutes, guys. So the story is not mine. The story is actually I have known of only today. When I went to this amazing shop here in Ukraine, the closest store, we have it, and it is called the Aviation of Halichina. In Ukrainian, it is Aviatia Halichiny. So they make those very unique clothes. They are all, they actually gather all the designers and famous. For example, one poet made a collection there, and so I went there and I bought this thing. So you can see an Indian.
Cool.
But this is not just a regular Indian. You see, he's wearing a glasses, the pilot glasses, and there's an embroidering of 2 flags, a Ukrainian one and the Canadian. And this guy is actually a pilot who was lost during the World War II, and he was considered lost. But as it appeared in 1967, he was found in a tribe, in a Canadian tribe of, let me check, Iroquois, we call it in here. Do you know that one?
Yeah,
Iroquois.
you're talking Iroquois.
Iroquois, yes. So he became a chief in that tribe.
Wow.
And yeah, just a guy. Let me just read you a quote from that story. So the world would never have known that Datsenko, his name was actually Ivan Datsenko. He was from Poltava, by the way, the one that I've mentioned today already. So the world would never have known that Datsenko was alive in Mahmoud Esambayev. Oh, if Mahmoud Esambayev had not accidentally encountered him in 1967.
Okay.
The dancer who came to the exhibition in Canada really wanted to see how the Indians dance. And when he got to the tribe, he was taken aback when the leader exclaimed, "Zdarovenki buli," in Ukrainian, which means "how do you do?" That's how he met Ivan Datsenko from Poltava region. In the tribe, Ivan was called Chief Poke in Fire, as he faced a lot of challenges that he managed to handle. So that's the story. Crazy, right?
Yeah, there is a movie in Ukraine, the one who went through the flames, and it's actually a very, very famous story here. And you can literally Google this man, and you can find his pictures in the tribe, and also I believe like from Ukraine.
Starsky, until today, you were going away from the camera, but you were still listening, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I only have known of the story today, so this was something new for me, and it impressed me so much. So I decided to tell you about this famous Ukrainian chief, Poke in Fire.
Yeah, you gotta see the movie Той, хто пройшов крізь вогонь. The one who went through flames. Yeah.
Thank you, Starsky. I will watch this one. So that's the story. That's an amazing brand, which I recommend you to check. They have the site, website there. You can buy clothes there. I'm not sure about the international shipment, but if they have it, this is amazing, and you can get an amazing exclusive Ukrainian clothes.
Very cool. Very cool indeed. Good story to tell. I
Thank
liked
you.
it very much. Very much. Let's see here. We've got a couple of shout outs we can do. I'm sure Dunk is probably ready at this point, and then we'll turn to Dave for a couple of viewer questions, and then we'll get to our wrap ups and stuff because we don't want to keep the gentleman too long. You know, it's evening there.
Yeah, I was so ready. I nearly interrupted you. Yeah, we have a couple of super chats. One from the Sun Express said, "Being a cigarette ashtray salesman in Orkistan is an untapped market, particularly at a gunpowder factory." Boom. Is Rick Ukrainian word for dick? And are we talking about Ukrainian word for Richard the Dick, or are we talking
Of course, for Richard.
it's Ukrainian for penis. And
Longfellow.
Slick Willie D is welcome. He's now a Shill apprentice. Well done for you.
Welcome indeed. Awesome. We love that kind of thing around here.
I see the version from the crowd. Rick Rosen. I like this one.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, let's turn to Dave here. We'll get a couple of viewer questions in, and then we'll get to some wrap ups.
Sure thing. I just noticed, and I know for a fact that Dick's going to forget to say this. We're probably within 10 subs of 8K. Just wanted to throw that out there, just to anyone who wants to click the button.
Yeah, tell your mom to come and sub.
Wonder what you're going to say then. David Elston, hi to you, has asked, has Starsky forgiven Rick for impersonating him yet?
Starsky, I was impersonating you on my last stream, but accidentally, man. I didn't mean to.
Oh my god. I want to see
didn't
that.
see it.
I want to see that, bro.
Did you...
I forgot how to do it, so I'll gotta train until tomorrow's stream and do it again tomorrow.
It's
like
like
this?
if you wanna impersonate me, it's very easy. You gotta shave your head completely. You gotta cut it like really, really bad. Okay, and you have to avoid sleeping for like 5 days straight.
Damn, man. But that was not that kind of impersonation. I was just copying your voice, your manner of speaking. That's all. We're alike anyways, so...
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. There's another one here. Okay, RC William has asked, how many balls will I lose if I try to exchange my Chinese wife with a Ukrainian woman? One or both?
Holy
Christ.
fuck. Why not all three of them?
You will lose them. Yeah, because Ukrainian women are as beautiful as cunning and cruel. Trust me, I've been there. So So you can try, but again, it's a big risk, and nobody's gonna guarantee your safety at all. So just be aware of that. Again, Russians are trying to conquer the whole Ukraine for like 2 years. Is because our soldiers have like that backup, you know, the indestructible wall behind our backs.
I'm gonna cue Captain Kirk's girlfriend's little dance for that one.
See, if the Russians had been clever about the invasion, what they could have done is got all their like single men in Russia to sign up to marry Ukrainian wives and all go over on the same day for a massive wedding, and just go, no, ignore the tanks and everything. No, we're just here for a wedding. That's the best man. He's a tank.
My larder broke down. No, yeah, just have to carry 20 of them on the back, just holding on. So.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think Ukrainian women would not ever agree, to marry Russians. It's like a crime against humanity.
No, they've got taste.
Yeah, they got taste.
Yeah,
not when there's like top prizes like me and Dave Wally in the world. God, yeah. Why choose a Rusky?
Yeah, I think in the mind of the average Ukrainian woman, the Russian seed was meant to be spilled alone.
Ukrainian, far wide.
Famous Ukrainian poet Taras Shevchenko, the one that I mentioned a lot, the one who said, "Learn from the others and don't be ashamed of your own," which is like amazing words. He also said, "Кохайтеся чорнобриві та не з москалями," which means like enjoy making love with whoever you want except for the Muscovites because they suck. This is something that we should have done. I think always follow Taras Shevchenko. He's a great man. He said a lot of wise things.
Yeah, he's a wise man. He was a wise man, unfortunately.
He drank so hard, man. He was known for that. And in Kiev there's this Vidubitska church on the right bank of Kiev, and Taras Shevchenko was known for drinking with the priest of that church, with the head of that church, big time, because that priest was very clever, and Taras Shevchenko, he was like, this absolute like anarchist, like maniac, like he was awesome. And he was also known for drinking with one of my ancestors, the Panteleimon Kulish.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that your name actually comes from Panteleimon Kulish. Wow.
Apparently. there are signs. Yeah.
No, awesome. Well, great. Great roots for the great men.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, right on. Okay, so we're just coming on 90 minutes, so let's give a couple more viewer questions, and then we'll wrap her up here, and we'll see. That'll give time for any last super chats or direct donations or anything to go into the Boom Boom Fund as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say there are a few. If Dunk's ready, one just popped in.
Yeah, we've got a quickie from the Sun Express of $5. He says, if you can't find love the one you're with. 10 points, anyone who knows where the line is from.
And if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. Absolutely. Great call.
Damn, good singing.
I know my music. That was my thing, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so to Dave, we just said this, and I've already forgotten. Woohoo.
Yeah, all good. No, I just wanted to throw it back to Dunk for that brief moment. I was going to ask if I can now find it. Oh, it's about the Russian signals. Yes, Operation Starsky. Are there ways to hack Russian TV signals? Thank you, Catalin, member for 2 months.
Uh, there is a way, and actually our hackers do that a lot. Not only the TV signals in Crimea, for example, they often hack like local video cameras, the one that the CCTV cameras that can also translate sound, and they play like the anthem of Ukraine and things like that. So we can do that 100%.
They've done that last time. It was for Ukrainian Independence Day. They were playing the hymn and playing the address of Zelensky, and we had an amazing video of Russians reacting all over the Russia. They were actually so some of them were actually dancing, laughing, and this was impressive. But most of them were scared because their machine, their state machine, is has scared them all to death to show any support to something that is not their regime.
Imagine you have like a store, like a retail store in Moscow downtown, and like at some point you can hear like the anthem of Ukraine playing loud, like in your store. Imagine that. And like it's crazy, and of course, because Russians like to report shit.
Yeah,
that's something they acquired since the times of KGB. Of course, you will have a lot of problems.
Yeah, FSB will be running in masks, line everyone to the floor in just 10 minutes, guys. You got to shut that camera down before FSB runs in.
Yeah,
you'll have the problems with it anyway, but at least not in 10 minutes. You gotta live for 10 more minutes.
Okay, let's do one more viewer question, and then we'll wrap up any super chats and stuff, and give last words of the show here.
Yeah, there was one question earlier. I completely missed it. So sorry, Michelle Ferguson. Starsky, how's your friend Bogdan doing?
He's doing great, actually. From the last thing I heard from him was that he's living happy life with his family, his wife and little son. Basically, everything's okay with him. I'm really happy, and the dude is big. Like, the dude started eating, he gained a lot of weight like instantly, because if you starved for like a long while, then it's very easy for you to gain weight in a short period of time. And he's like bulky, lucky bastard. So yeah, I'm really happy for him.
That's cool.
How much time have you spent, in captivity?
7 months in the Russian, 1 month at the Chernobyl power plant as a prisoner, and 6 more months in the Russian prison.
Oof, that's tough. Thank you.
I can't even imagine. No way. Let's turn to Dunk. We got a couple of super chat shout outs, and then we'll get to last comments here.
Yeah, Leather Cat sends in $5. Ukrainian women and Celtic women are much the same. Bad artists you don't ever cross, ever. They would destroy you on no uncertain terms. Sends in $5. Thanks for the live stream. Wow, thank you for coming. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for just being you.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. Big support today on the show. So thank you, everybody, very much. So let's see here. Dunk, I guess you were talking. Well, let's start with you.
Oh, okay. Thanks everybody for coming to the stream. Thank you, Operator Starsky and Rick. It's so good to see you. Slava Ukrainian, all that kind of lovely stuff. Happy VD Day. I don't know why we're celebrating venereal diseases, but there you go. Happy VD Day, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Until then, kiss me goodnight, Captain Starsky. Good night, everybody. Slava Ukraini.
Oh, yeah. Don't be itching. If you got an itch, see the doctor. Commander McMillan, what do you think?
Nothing to really add. I thought it was a really good show. I do want to kind of, as a closing comment, ask everybody, especially those here in the U.S., to write, call, or email your elected officials to continue to back Ukraine. I think that's going to be very, very critical in the upcoming months.
Good shout. Good shout, man. I totally agree. That's what I usually send off with myself. Dave, what do you think there?
I think we should do what Tinker is suggesting and ask Starsky, have you heard nothing about Raccoon? I think we should remind everyone, at least for a few shows, what the Raccoon actually is on screen.
So the last thing I heard about the Raccoon was that Russians brought them to Russia somewhere. Like he disappeared there. Unfortunately, he was never returned.
Okay. I
Exchanged, you mean?
Yeah.
Because the Russians stopped exchanges, motherfuckers.
Oh, have I crossed paths there? There is somebody called Raccoon, and there's also a raccoon on screen.
Yeah, the guy on screen isn't actually a reference to that, but it does happen. The raccoon's a long-standing joke around here. We just happen to be making him more of a mascot now. But yeah, so let's turn to Rick here. What do you think, buddy? Thoughts and whatnot on the close here.
Well, so much to say. First of all, thank you very much for having me here. This was very, filling me with fun and joy and helping me to deal with my grief. Thank you guys. I had a great time here. Thank you all in the chat. I was reading it while we were talking. So many great words there. Come to my stream tomorrow, same time as always. We're gonna have a co-stream with Secular Sekai. He's about to announce very interesting project for Ukraine, actually for Ukrainian army. And if I may say, I hope it's not a secret, but to help Avdiivka. So it's gonna be something very interesting. And I wanted to just thank everyone for donating to all the Ukrainian causes and initiatives. This is very, very appreciative, guys. You can't imagine how grateful we, and especially the soldiers of the armed forces, are, and how their eyes are shining when I am giving them some of the equipment. One of that one of that handouts happened this Thursday, and I'm gonna post the video luckily tomorrow, maybe on Monday, if not tomorrow. So there was an NAFO truck, and we're gonna start the campaign for the new NAFO truck soon, like maybe on Monday already. So yeah, it's rolling, and we are just getting started.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. That's
awesome.
It.
I always say, you gotta bug your local, regional, and national governments. You gotta be on them with snail mail, phone calls, emails, anything you can do to make sure that government support to Ukraine is pushed to the forefront and actually happening. As much as we can do, and we do a lot collectively in the community to, raise funds and support the cause. When governments step in, there's massive amounts of money on the table. So like Commander said, it's very important. Stay on it and make your voice heard. Starsky, last words, buddy.
Yeah, as always, it was really, really good to see you guys. It's a joy talking to you and answering your questions. Of course, I was really happy to see you guys, my friends, and so many people from all around the world joining us today. Uh, Different countries, beautiful people. You know, in my perfect world, we have like even stronger like integration and communication with each other, with people from the most distant places you can imagine. So have a beautiful day or night. Make love, only not with Russians. They suck.
Yeah, they don't love back. Good night, everybody. Slava Ukraini, thanks for joining us. Take care.
Heroям slava.
Heroям slava.
Awesome. Boom.
It's over. Go home. Go.